Hey, I'm Matt Carlin, and today I would like to talk to you about something very important to me and countless other independent filmmakers over the last 4 decades.
Oh my God! What the hell was that?
I'd like to talk to you about Troma Studios. Now, who are they and what makes them so important?
From Troma, of course.
Lloyd Kaufman's films push the boundary of taste and in cinema, and that's actually a really important thing to have happen in society.
Recently, we started working on this documentary, and it's about the decline of physical media.
There's only a few people like Lloyd who really has not wavered in what he will make, what he will put into a film.
Troma Studios was founded in 1974 by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Herz, the first film that brought Troma profit. A little picture with a subtly suggestive title.
Blood-sucking freaks!
The film was directed by Joel Reed, but it's ultimately a creation of Troma. The film Troma release was actually edited by Kaufman and Herz under Joel Reed's direction. Reed had all but dissected the film after it was deemed offensive and unreleasable. The R-rated cut of the film clocks in at about 51 minutes, with the unrated Kaufman and Herz edited director's cut clocking in at a full 45 minutes longer. It has since become the first true staple in the Troma library. If you are a Troma fan or Tromite, for better or worse, you've seen this film.
Meet Little Melvin.
It was supposed to be about a monster that killed only bad people. Then, in a fit of inspiration, Kaufman had an idea. It would be a monster that killed only bad people, but it would be a comedy. The Toxic Avenger was born.
Might have been junior high. He's like, "Did you ever see the Toxic Avenger movie?" And I was like, "Oh, they made a movie, cool." So I watch it, and it's like, a kid's head gets run over by a car. It's crazy.
The Toxic Avenger ushered in a new era for Troma. Technically, the film is a mixed bag. In one scene, a curly-haired character jumps from a window. In the next shot, a man with a completely different haircut and color plummets out the window. But perhaps that's what makes it special, and why many of its fans became filmmakers themselves. Here was a film you could watch and think, I could do it.
That's where I really started to appreciate what those films are.
Romeo and Juliet also goes to show burgeoning filmmakers that filmmaking savvy trumps budget. While Romeo and Juliet was lauded for its production value, it was actually the least expensive Troma picture since the first turn-on. For all Kaufman talks about how Troma does everything a film company shouldn't do, he is economically savvy, which has allowed the company to outlive most other independent studios.
Troma.
What is a Troma film, though? Because Troma actually not only produces films, but distributes them, and as such, it acquires pictures. One such pickup is Surf Nazis Must Die. The Peter George directed picture was originally titled Surf Nazis. In true Troma tradition, they changed the name to the more subtle Surf Nazis Must Die, and it went on to become the most popular Troma title that wasn't produced in-house at Troma. However, a note of caution for those pillaging through the back catalog of Troma titles from the head of Troma Studios himself. Many of the movies in the Troma library are, to use a technical term, goat shit. Frightmare is one film among many others that prove Troma is by what Frightmare is not. It is fully competent in nearly every aspect short of awareness of the ridiculousness of its story, which is a big no-no in Troma. Troma films may often be technically inept, but they are very aware of how outrageous their plots are. Like, why does Conrad kill? Even before he dies, his murder count is like at least 2. Why does he arrange such extravagance around his death? Why does the Horror Society think it is a good idea to steal a corpse? You'll be happy to hear that none of these questions are answered, nor does the director seem to find these questions even worth asking. If it weren't so well produced, or if it played it a little less safe and familiar, you might not ask yourself, why did I watch this? But it is, they didn't, and you likely will. On the other hand, take a look at Redneck Zombies, a completely amateurish, made-on-video zombie tale, which is, in my mind, and for your dollar, far superior and far more in the spirit of what Troma is. It's outrageously gory, outrageously ridiculous, and aware of both. In fact, the director of Redneck Zombies, Pericles Loons, was then brought on board for the Toxic Avenger sequels to work on the special effects. And so Troma kicks on. The 40-plus-year-old studio inexplicably seems to keep up with the times by specifically never paying heed to them. So why is Troma important? Why is it so prevalent?
I think of him as one of the last lions of the exploitation film movement. Him and like Roger Corman, maybe,
Right.
you know, who are willing to be the court jester and be willing to piss off whoever and make his movies, his counterculture movies. Essentially, he's sort of like the punk rock of the film industries. Anyway, I think Troma's important. They're important to me anyway, you know.
Troma films continue to do exactly what low-budget films shouldn't do. Their films defy genre. As Lloyd Kaufman says, we are the Cuisinart of cinema. Troma continues to do it wrong, and we continue to watch. Hey Tongalers, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more exclusive Tongal content. Be sure to visit the Tongal website at tongal.com for some exciting opportunities.